Mr. Jacklich, good morning there,
Mr.
dude.
Abel, good morning.
I am here in Northern California, Moraga, California.
God,
Beautiful day here.
I knew something felt different.
Yeah, it's maybe the
Just,
background here.
I don't know. No, NorCal just felt a little different.
Yeah, it does feel different. Man, the desert, when we're recording this, it's kind of close to mid-April. The desert is starting to heat up.
Yeah.
I left yesterday. Actually, yesterday was sort of a mild day, 81, 82, something like that. But like next week, I mean, the high every day is 90 something. And so it's
We're
starting
getting
to,
there.
it's starting to cook. One of those things where you go out around 2 in the afternoon and you can hear that little buzzing sound going where
Yeah.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, enough of the weather report. How are you today?
Doing great.
Good.
Yeah. I just love the fact that the sun's out, and I'm just going to let it rest there. The sun's out.
Good. Good.
It's beautiful. So,
Okay. Well, and
yeah.
and I know you're you're kind of wrapping up NorCal here and heading off
Yeah.
to Michigan in what, a couple weeks?
2.5 weeks, or yeah, today's the 12th. So yeah, so I head out around the 5th or 6th of May. Head over to
Okay.
Wesson Lawn Tennis Club in Michigan.
All right.
24 grass courts, beautiful, 4 hard courts. It's a grass lovers paradise,
Nice.
and
Nice.
I love playing on the grass, as you know,
Yes, you do.
and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's I'm going to be there through the end of September, and it's
So if there's
spectacular.
someone in that area who wants to hook up with you for a little professional advice, Wesson,
Yeah.
how do you spell that?
Wesson, Wesson,
Okay.
Lawn Tennis Club,
All right. Pontiac,
or they can
Michigan.
just through us here at Gold Ball,
Okay.
they can track me down there through that. And just email me there. It's probably easier right now because I don't have my Wesson email set up yet.
Okay. Well, so the best
So
way right now would be let us know at goldballhunting.com for
right,
Jeff. Email if you want to get in touch with
right.
Jeff. All right. So I got a topic today. Totally forgot about what it is. Hold on for a second.
I love this topic. What is it?
It's really a good one. Whoops, and I'm pulling stuff out of my ear here. Hold on. God.
That, that's You got to be careful with that statement. Being a senior, dude,
Pull some out of my ear.
stuff out of my ear. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Before we get to today's topic, guys, Jeff and I are offering a complimentary private 10-minute coaching call where you get an opportunity to bring to us one thing in your game right now that is just kind of stuck in your craw you cannot figure out. And if you could figure it out, this really might sort of raise the skill level on a day-to-day basis. And so we want to help you get there. The way to get on the call is to go over to goldballhunting.com. First name,
Yep.
email address, click the button, and you'll get immediate access to our online calendar scheduler where you get to cherry pick the date and time. So the question, and again, this is not a rehearsed deal. You don't really know what's coming. Oh,
I
I
had no
love
idea
this. I mean,
that.
you're kind of squirming, you're kind of looking around, but what is one small, tiny, sustainable habit that players could build right now? Any player, any skill level, tournament players, league players, social players, whatever. What's one small, tiny habit that they could start building that really could yield a nice, healthy, big result? Question mark.
Learning how to watch the ball. It's training yourself to do that. And there's all kinds of different ways to do it, but I think that is without a doubt, it is one of the most untrained, from amateurs on up, untrained skill sets. And it's a skill set. It's not, some people, athletes, do it more naturally than others, but ultimately it is a skill set that requires attention. So for me, that's that's the number one thing that anybody, regardless of your current skill set, one thing that will improve what you're doing right now immediately is starting to train to learn how to watch the ball better.
Yeah, well, that's really good, and I think there's a couple of well, there's one obvious benefit to learning how to watch the tennis ball better is that your point of contact, your timing, the ideal point of contact gets way more consistent, and when you do that, you become more consistent as a shot maker. But
Right.
I think the other thing that people don't really consider about training themselves to watch a tennis ball better is that it keeps you more in the present, right
Yes.
here, right now, in terms of not thinking about how to manufacture shots or how to manufacture stroke technique, but also not thinking about the consequences of what's happening in this point, in the next point. Well, God,
Right.
and so to me, finding ways to stay in the present, and I'm talking about the present nanosecond. So you are not living
Right.
out in the future. And I've shared this story before when I worked with Michael Wayman here, gosh, over 10 years ago. Michael was the head men's coach at St. Mary's College. I was having a little problem with that backhand slice approach up the
Being a
line.
little
A
being
little
a little ahead of that thing, man.
well, and it was maybe not so much the peaking, the kind of looking out there early,
Right.
but it was the thought of before I made contact of what's about to happen in the future, that
Yeah.
nanosecond in the future. I'm trying to look at the ball, but is the guy anticipating where I'm going? Do I
Right.
actually have to start moving back into the middle a little bit sooner to cover the court? And so all those kinds of thoughts were actually future based thoughts,
Right.
and frequently the timing was not good because I was not
Right.
I was not clearly seeing the ball. So I think, and he really helped me just saying, look, you got to stay
Right.
in the moment because this is your time with the tennis ball. He can't do anything.
Right.
You have the ball. So you don't have to get rid of
Right.
it. You don't have to do anything with it. You get to choose when and what you
Right.
want to do with it. So that really helped me, and so I think training yourself, to watch the tennis ball better
Yeah.
is a trained skill set, but it's got obvious benefits besides
Yeah.
just making consistent contact.
You'll start to actually understand the separation between receiving a ball and then sending the ball. We talked about that a lot, but there's two time frames. There's two basic time frames when you're out there striking balls, whether you're rallying or actually playing a match, right? And that time frame is the moment my opponent makes contact, whatever the distance is from the ball to me. That's how much time I have to prepare my stroke, go get next to the ball, have a stable platform, choose a target, execute the shot I want, and then finish the shot I want, right? And then the moment I've made contact and I've finished it, now I have another time frame. That time frame is the ball between me and my opponent. Now in that time frame, I have to recover, get back into my next position, wherever that might be, whatever my intention was on that shot, get into a ready position, get my split check in when he makes contact. So these time frames, you start to actually understand what should be happening in these two basic time frames, and you need to be able to focus on the ball and understand when the sooner you can pick up the ball closer to your opponent's racket, you're banking time now.
Yeah, yeah,
The
that's right.
later you're picking up the ball off your opponent's racket, you're selling time. Okay, and really, we want to be banking time all the time.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to make that little connection there to get people to understand that it's not just this. There's a delineation between when you're doing things and when you're not doing things. So
No, it's good. So there's a lot of there's a whole long laundry list of things that need to get done to be
right,
able to be an efficient and consistent shot maker.
right,
I think one of the things Glenn Erickson helped me with, the pro at the Palm Springs Tennis Club, couple of seasons ago, was the importance of getting a quick read on your opponent's shot, so that that whole punch list that you just talked about, getting ready for the incoming ball, the
Right.
sooner you can do it, as you say, that you're buying time, the sooner you can get into that hitting position. In theory, you've got more time to be able to really execute the shot you want and the timing. And too often, what I find, like as teaching pros, when we hit a ball back to a student, what's the first thing we do? We don't look at the tennis ball.
No.
We look at the student. We look at the student because that's what our job is. And I think a lot of players, whether that's your industry or not, but the first thing they do, they hit a tennis ball and they look at the guy. They look at the guy. They lose focus. They lose touch with the tennis ball. So they lose touch with the timing of when this player is going to make contact. And too often I hear, well, I need to read the guy. I need to read what they're going to do. And I'm going, you know what? You can do that out of your peripheral. You can get a little sense of what they're going to do out of your peripheral. But if you lose visual contact with the tennis ball, my gosh, it's just that you're going to have such a late read off of that guy's racket. So what you just mentioned was the two important things: when that opponent makes contact and when you make contact. Right. And you've got a great way of describing it, and I suppose we ought to spill the beans here, because this is kind of an important way to, people are going, well, okay, you said, Jeff, watching the tennis ball, give me a drill, give me a tangible thing to make this, because you said it's a trained skill. Right. So what can I do to train myself to build that skill of watching the tennis ball?
Well, when you're just warming up, when you're just rallying balls, take 2 minutes and just, say the word ball under your breath, loud enough that you can hear it audibly. You don't need to scream it out for everybody at the club to hear, but just say it loud enough so you hear it audibly yourself, and just say the word ball. Yeah. Just say the word ball when your partner or your hitting partner or opponent makes contact with the ball. And just do that for a couple.
The exact precise moment
of contact.
Not kind of when they do it.
Right. So that's going to take you a little bit to narrow that down. You're also going to notice that, oh my gosh, I've never actually paid attention this closely before. Yeah. And this is where you can actually start to buy time. It will give you a sense that the ball is actually slowing down a bit. And then after a few minutes of that, you want to then also say the word ball when you make contact, precisely when you make contact. And now you're going to start to understand the time frames and how much time is bought and sold in that exchange. So you hit your ball linear hard. You're sending the ball over there quicker. So, less time frame to recover and be in the right place to be for the next incoming ball. So, but that's just a very easy, simple little technique to use to start your journey on that pathway of really understanding how to train yourself to watch the ball.
Good. Love it. Simple drill, easy to do. Anyone can do this. That would be a small, buildable, sustainable habit, guys, that anyone can do, and it would yield big results. There's no question it would yield huge
ground
results.
stretch. Do it on the volley as well. You can do it on the volley when you're up there at the volley as well. Just, again, habit.
Right. Good. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today at Go Ball Hunting. Another episode in the can, right? Jeff, this is your time. Another time for you to shine in this episode. Let it out.
Let it out. Sing it far and wide.
Yes, it's a spring day.
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below.
Guys, get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Jeff, we will do this again tomorrow.
Can't wait.